Am I live again? Am I live again? Please tell me I'm live again. Hello. Hello. Okay. Oh god, I'm sorry for that. But I'm back. Apparently my stream is very unstable. Why? Why? Well, it's back. At least. I'm gonna refresh this for a little bit. Yeah, it's back to excellent. I wonder why that cut off for a little bit there. Oh well. Continuing this time. It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No. That's not possible. How can Alice's vote be betrayed? It was a question I would never know the answer to. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I'm gonna die. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic soparil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! しっかりしろ! ねえ! シグマ! 起きて!
シグマさん! シグマ!
そんな、どうして?
My eyelids felt like they were made of lead, but I forced them open. Everything was glowing blurry, but I noticed the door of the second AB room was open. No one had gone into that room. I'd watched them all, and yet there she stood, an apparition that couldn't possibly be real. What the fuck? Why is Alice there? The world was gradually going black and my mouth refused to form words, but my head echoed with questions. How? Why? What was she doing there? Had she run in at the last moment after Luna and I entered our room? But even if she had, why choose betray? Then the darkness closed over my mind as well, and my questions were gone forever. I died! As expected. So that's ending 13? That should be ending 13. I think. Well. I guess we go here, we pick the tray. Brush this one.
投票の締め切りまで残り30秒です。
Damn it. Betray. How is she so fast, by the way? I don't understand. How is she so fast?
シグマさん、裏切りを選ぶなんてフェアじゃない。そう言ってたのに。
Oh, believe me. She's gonna betray us. There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I'd pick betray. It had almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Because you're making a decision through me. Aha! Perhaps I'd been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that had moved my finger to the betray button against my will. Oh, sure, you can call me an evil spirit. Right, well, we should go see the results. Is it really simple math? The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken. I turned away and almost ran towards the projector. Anything to get away from those eyes. Okay. Let's see. Let's
ア
see
ン
how
ビ
it
デッ
is.
クスゲーム第2ラウンドの結果を発表します。一同
Okay, I'm curious too. If everything is gonna be different because everyone betrayed last time. Why? That's the same. Okay. Why though? Why? I don't understand. I understand the two other pairs. But I don't understand how Alice got to go there and choose betray.
結果は以上のように確定しました。各自
What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. How can Alice both betray? That's not possible. How you there, bro? Alice. She was standing inside the second room from the left. The room that should have been empty. Why? My mind was still reeling. Where had she come from? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move towards us. Is she okay? From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. It seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Alice drew to a stop in front of me and glanced up at the display.
やってくれるわね。私が医務室にいたままだったらどうするつもりだったの？
Oh. So she's better now. I thought she was still feeling down.
この卑怯者。
How am I a coward? You literally chose betray. You could have killed me. In fact, you killed me. Me? A coward? You've got some balls saying that to me after pick betray. Why are you even here?
抗ウイルス薬打ってくれたんでしょ？
Yeah, you still choose betray, you stupid fuck?
天明寺さんから聞いたわ。ありがとう。
Oh god.
その件についてだけは素直にお礼を言っとくわ。
No, you don't, you piece of shit. You're probably my second hatest character here. Next to Dio.
でも
Guys suck.
麻酔薬の効果はまだ。
ええ、切れてないみたいね。おかげで頭はガンガンするし、クラクラとめまいもするし、最悪よ。私、麻酔薬に対する耐性が人一倍強いの。そういう風に鍛えられてるから。多分ゼロボスはそのこと知ってたのね。ここに拉致されてきた時には普通の人の何倍もの薬が投与されたんだと思うわ。とにかくそんなわけで私は医務室で目覚めたので、天明寺さんから事情を聞いて慌ててここに駆けつけたってわけ。
So you showed up right after we'd gone into the AB room.
そう、ギリギリのタイミングで滑り込んだのよ、あの部屋に。
ギリギリだね。
確か締め切り時刻の10秒前のことだったわ。
Oh, fuck off. Anyway, we need to save. This is 14th. Can I look at the flow chart? Why is it so long? I don't understand. Okay.
わざわざ裏切りを選ぶためにここへ。
Yes.
そうよ、いけない？実際に来て正解だったじゃない。あなたたちの投票先は裏切り。もしも私が医務室にとどまったままだったら2点を失ってたことになるんだから。
Fuck off.
つまり知恵のためだったと。
ええ。
You're full of shit. Exactly. Self-defense my ass. You chose betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I'd pick ally, it would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do,
だ
right?
としたらなんだっていうの？
Are you serious? You could have killed me. Look, I only had 1 BP. You were this close to murdering me. In fact, you did. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape.
バカなこと言わないでよ。
Oh, shut up.
あなたたちが裏切りを選ぶのは分かってたわ。
You're probably even worse than Dio now. I hate you both.
だから
Tell the truth.
嘘じゃないわよ。だいたいなんで私ばっかりが責められなきゃいけないわけ？
Because you've been so shitty from the start.
あの結果をよく見なさいよ。
Oh my god.
殺人未遂を犯した人間なら他に2人もいるじゃない。
Fine, Dio.
そうよ。ディオが協力を選んでいたらファイは天明寺さんを、ファイが協力を選んでいたらディオはファイを殺すことになってたはず。
こんな言い方をするのもなんですが、相手を出し抜いて脱出しようとした人も四つ葉さんと K さんです。
Yeah, I actually expected that from Kay and Clover. They're both so two-faced.
どちらか一方が協力を選んでいたら、もう一方の BP は必ず Q になっていたはずで。
I turned to look at the results again. Before I'd only been looking at my own. I hadn't realized that there was only one word all across the roster. Betray. Whatever trust we'd managed to build had fallen apart. There was no trust to begin with, let's be real here. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else. Had it been the bombs? No, it's not the bombs. It's what you call being human. Humans are often selfish beings. And we see it right here, right now. Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we'd never manage to escape. We'd been trapped in a cycle of 0 points rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Alright, guys, pay attention. You've probably already all figured this out, but we can't keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never gonna get out of here. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to a wall.
すみません、シグマさん。
They don't agree.
少し考えたいことがあります。一人にさせてください。
俺も行かせてもらうぜ。こういう殺伐とした感じ。苦手なんだ。
Not gonna lie, I'm not even surprised.
悪いな。
This is part of being selfish.
それでは私も。ああ、すまん。
Without another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kay quickly followed suit.
ほらね、これが答えよ。結局みんな自分のことだけしか考えてないの。だから私だけを悪者みたいに言わないでくれる？
I wanna punch you in the face.
さあ、行くわよ、四つ葉。
ちょっと待ってよ、アリス。体の方は大丈夫なの？本当に心配したんだからね。
I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it.
みんな行ってしまいましたね。
You aren't gonna leave too? Are you sure I chose
知ってい
betray?
ます。でも私はシグマさんのことを信じてますから。
You didn't sound like you believed in me. You were kinda sussy when we went out.
きっと手が滑っただけだったんだと思います。
No, I did not slip my hand.
そうでしょ？
My chest hurt, and when I blinked, I felt something hot and wet prick the corners of my eyes. Luna, I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse.
アンビデックスゲートはなおこのカードキーこれを持ち
As many times as we
星のカ
want.
ードキーをどうやらそういうことみ。ところでシグマさん、バングルを見せてもらえないですか？
I'm at 1.
ほら、 ゼロウサギが言ってたじゃないですか。
AB ゲートが閉まる。それからソロとペアの
Yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a sign pair. What about you?
私は紫色のペアです。
I wonder what the others
さ
are.
あ、確かめてみないとわからないですね。
We've got about an hour and 20 minutes. So, what should we
み
do
んな
now?
バラバラになってしまいましたね。
Yeah, physically and emotionally, I really don't like how this is going. It won't matter how many times you repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anybody else. We'll never be able to get out
何
of
か共
here.
通の目的があるといいんですが、そうすれば心を一つにできるような気がします。
You're so nice, Luna. I hope you don't die. Not this time. Yeah, but we've already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. That seemed like a pretty clear goal to me, but everyone chose betray. Yeah. Including me.
じゃあ敵を見つけるというのはどうでしょう。
Don't we already have an enemy? Zero?
はい、共通の敵です。例えば2つの爆弾を仕掛けた犯人とか。
After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb, while she gave Alice and Quark the accelerator. Yeah, that might work. If he can figure out which one of us planted those bombs, then everyone else would work together against them. If you guys can figure it out, I think you guys might have a big fight before that happens, though. How do we figure out who it
何
is?
か手がかりはないんですか？
No. That's right. The memory card. I pulled it out of my pocket and held it out toward her.
何ですかこれ？
I told you a memory card. It was under the bomb you found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it.
犯人の？
Yes, the culprit. I don't know what's on it though. We couldn't find any kind of memory card
そう
reader.
ですか。それじゃあ手がかりには。待ってください。そういえばこれどこかで見たことが。
Huh? Infirmary.
わかりました。医務室です。
Yeah, I know. I thought about this.
リオさんとクオーク君と一緒にあの時にこれとそっくり同じ形をしたメモリーカードが。
I know. I brought it up to myself.
中身を確認することができると思います。あそこにあったモニターにこのメモリーカードを差し込めば。
Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. At least we're doing something productive, you know? Not just everybody else doing other shit by themselves. Luna and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover, and Tenmuji. Quark was there as well, of course, but he was just as we'd left him, asleep on the bed.
何しに来たの？
Get out. I opened my mouth to retort, then thought better of it. Good call. If I really wanted people to start trusting each other, well, real change starts at home. Yeah. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb and the memory card, and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the latter.
わかったわ。
それじゃあ早速。
シグマ、よろしく頼む。
Just as Luna had said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the right size to fit a memory card. Within moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be a random letter, or random letters. Oh no. Is this a cipher? What is this?
22文字のアルファベットが6行か。
1行目、3行目、5行目と2行目、4行目、6行目は全く同じ文字でできてるみたいだけど。
The only repeating words I can see is onera. Teonera? Teonera? 3, 6. Teonera. Teonerax. No, it's the same. It's all the same. No, it's all the same. The first, third, all the odd columns are the same. All the even columns are the same.
つまり1行目と2行目の繰り返しになっているということですね。
うん。
Is this some kind of code or
デ
something?
タラメな文字列とは思えん。
Yeah, it's not
お
random,
そら
it's
く
repeating.
そうじゃろう。
他にデータは？
ないみたいです。
So all we get is this gibberish. Amazing. Hey Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's
四
up?
つ葉、これを見て何か気づいたことはない？
気づいたこと？
研修の時に見たでしょ、これに似たものを。
Trading.
そっか、これって。
やっと分かったみたいね。
おい、二人だけで納得しとらんで、わしらにも教えんか。
I know, they're so fucking selfish. The fucking details. Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
これは多分とあるテロ組織の暗号表だと思うわ。
Really?
テロ組織？
クレイドールズっていう名前の組織。
3, 6, 9. That is the username. I feel like that is it. Myrmidons. For some reason, I felt like I'd heard that name before.
何なんですか？そのクレイドールズって。
世界を破滅に導こうとしている不穏な集団よ。
そいつらが使っているのがこの暗号表というわけか。
もちろんパターンはいくつもあるけど、これはそのうちの一つだと思うの。
Oh wait, is Dio here? He's one of them, right? Oh, this is weird.
じゃあ爆弾を仕掛けたのは
そのクレイドールズのメンバーってことになりますね。
ええ、断言はできないけど、おそらく。
Oh boy. Damn, I've got a ton of questions for you. But let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say?
そんなのわからないわよ。
What?
わかるわけないでしょ。解読するためのキーがないんだから。
Oh, we have to have the key. Don't we have the key? Let me search my stuff. We should have the key. We have the key. We have the key. I'm just gonna find it. Find the key. I wrote it down. Somewhere. It's too far back. Hold up. Hold on. There you go. We have a key for something. There you go. I know what it is!
完全にお手上げよ。
四つ葉もか。
アリスがわからないのに私がわかるわけないじゃん。
I know what it is!
そうか。
Not much we can do then. No, I know! Alice, Clover, who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code? I know the
そ
key!
れは
You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state or something. Just what the hell kind of job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do. Dude, just tell us. I don't really care anymore. Just be honest
悪い
with
け
it.
ど、それは言えな
Oh
い。
my god! Why not?
あなたが爆弾を仕掛けた犯人、クレイドールズのメンバーかもしれないからよ。
That's idiotic. Of course I'm
そうじゃ
not.
ないっていう保証なんてどこにもないで、敵に情報を与えるわけにはいかないのよ。
I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. I'm your friend. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. But we have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you want to tell us about yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them?
ごめんなさい。
Oh my god, I will punch this lady in the face! Before I could blink, she'd leapt up and ran out of the room. I want her to die. I've never wanted a person to die this badly. Okay, let's calm down. I took off after her. I have the key though. Damn it.
いつまでついてくるつもり？
Stop running away then, you stupid fuck. Until you tell me what you
だっ
know.
たら四つ葉に聞けばよかったじゃない。あの子が私の仲間だってもう気づいてるんでしょ？
Well,
だった
yeah.
ら
I wanted to hear it from you.
なんでよ。
That's a good question. Remember the crew quarters or this garden? You got paired up for 2 separate rounds. That means I've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you.
何よそれ。
Are you seriously thinking that I'm flirting with you? She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on her cheeks. Oh my god. We walked down the path to where it ended next to the pond. Are we sitting down? I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
憎んでないの？
Oh, I hate you so much. But we don't talk about it, because you're gonna tell the story.
私はあなたを殺そうとしたの。
You mean in the AB game?
怖かったのよ、とても。突然こんなところに閉じ込められて、わけのわからないゲームをさせられて、爆弾のことだってそう。あれを見つけた時、冷静に話してたように聞こえたかもしれないけど、本当は怖くて仕方がなかったの。
So tired of this.
それに輪をかけるようにあのことが重なって。
What do you
ク
mean?
ォークが倒れたって聞いて、みんなで医務室に駆けつけた時のことよ。あの時私、みんなが何を言ってるのかまるでわからなかったの。周りの全ての光景がなんていうか早送りの映像のように見えて、そのうち自分が誰なのかもわからなくなって、まるで自分が自分じゃないようなそんな感覚にとらわれて。
It was probably the Radical Six.
その後のことはよく覚えてないけど、とにかく医務室で目覚めた途端、たちまちあの時の恐怖が蘇ってきたの。だから私は一刻も早く脱出したいって、そう思って。あなたが死ぬかもしれないなんて考えもしなかったわ。
Don't try and victimize yourself. You still try to kill me.
あなたが死ぬかどうかなんてどうでもよかったのよ。
Exactly.
ほらね、憎いでしょ。殺したくなった？
Oh, believe me, I do.
私のこと。殺しなさいよ。さあ。
What the hell, Alice? I'm not gonna kill you. Oh, I am so close to doing that. I don't even hate. No, I hate you.
嘘よ。一歩間違えば死ぬところだったのよ。
I already died because of you. No one's killing anyone, though. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. I am not feeling her right now. Then another and another, leaving shiny lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek and off, taking her tears with it.
どうしてそんな風に優しくしてくれるの？
Why am I being nice? Cause maybe I want to get out?
なんだか亡くなった父のことを
Are
思い出
you
す。
fucking kidding me? That's who you were after, right? The people who killed your dad? Did it have anything to do with the Myrmidons?
私が泣いたこと、四つ葉に黙っててくれる？
I honestly don't care.
もしも黙っててくれるなら、口止め料として教えてあげるわ。
Oh, you are... Okay, fine.
クレイドールズのことも、それから私自身のことも。
Just fucking do it, man. End my suffering. My lips are sealed. What, crying? I don't remember any crying.
それじゃあ聞かせてあげるわ。
Alice took a deep breath and began. Story time. My father is Egyptian, my mother is French. They met while my mother was in Egypt on vacation and married shortly after. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. Okay. My father was a scientist and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which is why we moved. Both of my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to life in the States. But my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists, and he had been kidnapped. Huh. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her as a single mother alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but ever so often, when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away, and in every line of her face I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I miss my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that he'd never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate, but sometimes deal with terrorist organizations and other serious threats to the state. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it. Eventually, I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than Myrmidons. Although, at the time, that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was thought that they had been using cloning techniques to copy their most useful members and expand their ranks. The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now at last I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. We know his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidons are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. They believe that Free the Soul provides their funding. But trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumors say he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever. At that point, I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn about them. Then one day I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. I headed out immediately. On the way there, my car had some engine trouble and stalled out. I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere. I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. Clover. That was the first time we met. There were 4 other people in the car with her, and when I asked them what they were doing, I got what was just about the last answer I'd expect. They told me they'd been locked up inside that very building I'd been on my way to investigate, and that they were currently in pursuit of the people who had kidnapped them in the first place. My priorities shifted very quickly. After a short discussion, I convinced them to allow me to come along. My hope was to find the people they were chasing, who I was certain were Myrmidons. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to SOIS headquarters. We decided that involving the police would only complicate things. After some questioning, it was determined that the people who had instigated this particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. There was also a sixth person in the SUV, though they weren't riding in it, per se. A middle-aged man, who I'll call H for now, had been bound and placed in the trunk. According to the other four, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player on the world stage, was effectively controlled by the Free the Soul. Huh. More specifically, I suppose, H was a member of Free the Soul and was very committed to their cause. Okay. So why had he kidnapped all those children? Apparently, it had been part of the experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called a morphogenetic field. I don't imagine you've ever heard of it before. No, I've heard of it millions of times. So I'll try to give you a quick rundown. Simply put, these people can access a sort of field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consciousness of certain other people. To be honest, it might be simpler to just call it telepathy. The SOIS had heard of this particular ability before, and had actually used it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness the power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. This time it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My bosses decided that we needed more agents to deal with a threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd been a test subject in H's experiment, we knew that she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. After several months of training, she was sent on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration and investigation of the Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hoped that our investigation might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts. At last, I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I won't let that chance pass me by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. What is the truth? The whole operation was a trap. Oh, here we go. The lab was fake, and Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All of the conspirators who had pretended to be researchers and the like had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until at last, in the basement room, I found her. She had been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. It was my father. He looked as if he'd just been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. Oh boy. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned he had died from ruptured organs and internal bleeding. Honey. They had beaten him to death, yeah. That's sad. As soon as Clover had been captured, a Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He'd said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave them alone and tell her masters at the SOIS to do likewise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was and who my father was. That was why they'd killed him. Perhaps they thought they were sending me a message. Or that once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. They were very, very wrong. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had at least been able to save her. Sometime later, I received a call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. There in the morgue was my father, cold and pale on the steel table. I could barely stand to look at him, but the coroner insisted. On his arm were 2 rows of numbers, comprised of 8s and 9s. It took me a moment to recognize my father's handwriting. He had carved them into my own skin. On his chest was another message. They were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice. Aww. I broke down crying right there in the morgue. They were the first tears I'd shed since the operation had started, and there was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness. Not for the monsters who'd put my father through this. They destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. And you're willing to kill someone just to have them pay? That's sad. That night, I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. It didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written were latitude and longitude. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was a mother lode we'd been looking for, the headquarters of the Myrmidons. I think my father must have known how things would turn out. Knowing he was going to die, he'd written the directions to our enemy's fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste this opportunity with recklessness. This time our operation would succeed. This time I wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any other of my agents in danger. So we took our time. We gathered information, we did our research, and we planned. Finally, we were ready. December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold. But then on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation was scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared. So you inhaled the gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AB room.
これがクレイドールズと私に関することのすべてよ。もちろん細かい部分については端折ってるけど、大体の概要は分かったでしょ?
I still don't forgive you though. I know that's a really, really sad story about your father, but that doesn't give you the right to be a piece of shit. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
さあ、戻りましょう。
Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
答え?
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs, and based off the code we found, it's pretty clear that person is a Myrmidon, so it's a deal. Right?
そうね。
And I agree that we need to figure out who they
突き止め
are.
るって言っても、どうやって
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any
思い
clues?
当たること。思い当たることね。あの暗号表を解読できれば、もしかしたら何かわかるかもしれないけど。
How can we
だ
do
から言
that?
ったでしょ? そのためにはキーが必要なのよ。
I have the
それがわ
key!
からないことにはどうにも。
I have the key! I have the key! I have the key!
キーはキーよ。解読するための鍵のこと。クレイドールズはその鍵として長い桁数の数字
I
を
have
使
the
ってい
key! I have the
て。
key! Wait. A long string of numbers? Could that be? Yes! I know. I know what it is. Yes! Wait, let's double check. 78153 61098 83809 42419 90551. Yes. This is still the key.
なんなのよ、
He was convicted of the something. Anyway, I was almost surprised as she was. The numbers had just kind of appeared in my mind, and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me incredulously, and I stared back.
待って、今の数字、もう一回言ってもらえる?
That number.
それって198449351を3乗した数じゃない。だから今シグマが言ったそれを素因数分解すると198449351の3乗になるのよ。
Whatever you mean, man. You're talking about reducing an integer to a series of prime numbers that you multiply together to get it. Like if you have 30, then you get 235, right?
そうよ。中学校で習ったでしょ？
Yes. So you're saying that is a prime? Oh my god. Okay, fine. Don't tell me you just did that all in your head. You are so good.
いいえ、暗算よ。頭の中で計算したの。
Simple? Oh my god, I will kill myself. What? No, no way. That's
言
impossible.
ったでしょ？数学は人よりも得意だって。
Fine, whatever, man.
そういうあなただってたった今膨大な桁数の数字をスラスラと暗唱したじゃない。私に言わせればそっちの記憶力の方が驚異的だ。
No, it's because I have a notepad. My
ところ
trusty
で
notepad.
今の25桁の数字どこで知ったの？
I didn't know what to say. What would I tell her? That it just came to me?
そう言えないのね。分かった。でもとにかく今の数字が例の暗号表を解読するためのキーになっていることは間違いないと。クレイドールズが素数をかけたものをキーとして使ってるってことは分かってるから。デタラメな25桁の数字、その3乗項が偶然素数になる確率なんて限りなくゼロに近いし。
Let's
ってこ
go!
とは25桁の数字は何者かの手によって作為的に生成された可能性が高いってことになるわ。
Let's go! Could you explain that with small
だ
words?
から要するに25桁の198449351の3乗が暗号を解くためのヒントになってる。まだわからない？さっき医務室で見た暗号表、モニターには何2行目は？
I think. Then they just repeat.
それにしてもやっぱりすごい記憶力ね。
No! I have a vision in my head.
私たちの組織に欲しいぐらいだわ。
Well, keep going. How do we decode
今の
that?
文字列にさっきの素数198449351を当てはめてみるの。
How do we do that?
左上から順番に1文字目のアルファベット、9文字目のアルファベット、8文字目のアルファベットといった感じで文字を拾い読みしていけばいい。
Huh?
そうすれば多分解けると思う。
No! I ran over what she said in my head. The prime number Alice had given me was 19... Fuck, I have to write it down. One nine eight 449 351. So what would we get if you picked out letters like she'd explained? The first letter C from the top left, then you'd move 9 to the right, which would give you O. What? Then 8 more to the right. I don't get it, man. So the first two is you have 6 chances to succeed, and the fuck. So C-O C 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. All right. And then 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That's M. From M we need 4. 1 2 3 4. P. One, two, three, four. L. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. E. Where's E? And then 1, 2, 3, T. And then from T, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E. And then 1 is D. Completed. What the fuck, man? Alright. Alright, fine. Completed. Completed. Fuck yes! I did it. Completed. That's it. That's the answer.
それって確かなの?
Yes. Yeah. I did exactly what you told me to, and the word I got is completed. Actually, it's completed, completed, completed. The code, the letters repeat every 2 lines. It just repeats.
私は暗号表の文字列を正確に記憶しているわけじゃないから、あなたがそこまで強く言うなら、
I'm definitely certain.
分かったわよ。でも、completed って何かしら?
I'll know either. Aside from the obvious, you mean? I'm guessing here it means mission complete? So that's what the transmitter was for.
やつって誰よ? 通信機って何?
I barely even heard her. Suddenly my mind was full of memories that hadn't been there a moment before. It was like a wave had washed away the sand, revealing a bed of precious gems underneath. Bum, 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 bum. Deal.
我が父よ、兄よ、ブラザーよ。
ブラザーよ。
私はついに聖なる任務を成し遂げました。人類をこの手で救ったのです。
But is it really
それ
safe?
はあなたのご加護があったからこそ、心から感謝いたします。
Damn it. Why hadn't I realized it before? I could remember a series of numbers, but not this. At least I remembered it now. Dio was a member of the Myrmidons. And not just any member, he was their leader. That meant he had to be the one who planted the bombs.
ねえ、ちょっと聞いてる? だったら質問に答えなさいよ。やつって一体誰なの? 通信機っていうのは何?
I didn't trust myself to try and explain it to her. More than likely she'd just think I was insane. Even I could barely make sense of the sudden influx of new information.
まさか、あなたがクレイドールズの一員だなんて
You
言わないよね?
wish. Hold on. I don't think we're gonna finish this today. But we're gonna keep going for a little while. This is definitely... Wait. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14. This is still 14. If I was, do you really think I'd reveal myself like this?
まあ、確かにそれもそうね。
Out of nowhere, Clover appeared.
皆さん、助けて。
I'm kidding.
こんなところにいたんだ。
Hello.
探したんだからね。今、みんな B 階の倉庫に集まってて、みんなっていうか、ルナとクオーク以外だけど。
Oh no, they're killed.
どうして?
There's still 45 minutes until the white door is open.
知ってる。
Alright. Hey, wait a minute. I thought UK and Quark didn't know about the white
医務
doors.
室で天明寺さんから聞いたの。それでどこにあるか教えてくれるって言うから。
クオークのことはルナに任せることにしたのね。
うん、そう。そしたらそこにファイとケイとディオもいて。
So?
いきなりファイと天明寺さんとディオの3人が喧嘩を始めちゃったんだよ。
What?
なんでまた？原因は何？
According to Clover, the last AB game had been the cause of their fight. Even though Tenmyoji only had one BP, Phi had chosen Betray. They started to fight, and since Dio had pressed Betray and on behalf of his team, eventually he got dragged in too.
でもそれってなんかおかしくないの？ファイだって BP は1だったんだから正当防衛だと思うけど。
ああ、もういいからとにかく来てよ。今は K が必死になって仲裁に入ってるけど、一人で3人を抑えるには限界が。
Come on, Alice, let's go.
了解よ。
I'm getting thirsty. My water's running out. Let's see how this goes. Dio is picking up a fight on purpose for sure. All 4 of them were still there when we arrived. They seemed to have calmed down a bit, but the tension in the air was almost visible. I felt like I'd stepped into a room full of flammable gas. Even a small spark could turn the whole place into a raging inferno. Even Kay, usually so calm and collected, was standing ramrod straight with his hand balled into a fist at his side. I looked at Alice, pursed my lips, and then headed over to the angry knot of people occupying most of the room. Clover told me what was going on. This whole thing is stupid. You need to knock it off.
くだらないこと？これのどこがくだらないと言うんじゃ。こっちは命がかかっておるんじゃぞ。
I know. But yelling at each other isn't gonna solve your problem. The best thing for us to do right now is to trust each other and get through this. Wouldn't you agree?
わしを殺そうとした相手をどうやって信じろと言うんじゃ。
それはこっちも同じだ。何度も言うようだが、天明寺、お前はディオに投票権を委ねた。その時点で私の殺害を容認しているに等しい。
じゃからあの時はクオークのことで頭がいっぱいで。
そんなものは言い訳にはならん。大体お前は私が裏切りを選んだことについて糾弾してくるが、だったら何か私が協力を選ぶべきだったとでも言うのか。もしもそんなことをしていたら私はすでにこの世にはいないことになるんだぞ。
それはお互い様じゃろ。もしもディオが協力を選んでいたらと思うとゾッとするわい。
2人ともそろそろやめませんか。シグマさんが言った通り、今は仲違いしている時ではないでしょう。
お前が言うかね、そのセリフを。四つ葉を裏切って一人で脱出しようとしたくせに。
殺人未遂よりははるかにマシだと思いますが。
だからあれは。
God damn it. Enough already. I roared with fury and my voice echoed and rebounded off the walls of the warehouse. Everyone fell silent. I didn't know how long that silence would last, so I decided to put it all on the table. There was only one way I was going to be able to take control of the situation. Guys, listen to me. We really don't have time for this. I was met with a number of glares, but I soldiered on. See, the thing is, I figured out who planted the bomb.
誰なの？
もしかしてさっき言ってた？
Sort of, yeah. I know which one of you it is.
やつとは一体何じゃ。
どういうことなのか。
I don't think I need to. They're gonna admit their guilt in just a few minutes.
自供？
You're all gonna hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Or I guess I should say Dio's mouth.
何を言い出すかと思えば、この俺が犯人だとでも言うのか。
Yeah.
おいおい、 人を疑うからにはそれなりの根拠があるんだろうな。
I'm not accusing you. I'm just stating a
だ
fact.
からその根拠は何だって聞いてんだろうが。
Fun as it was, I knew taunting alone wouldn't be enough to make Dio confess. He just played dumb and he was good at it, and I'd get nothing. That meant I was gonna have to trick him. Well, you see, I'm actually from Free the Soul.
フリーザ？そうだ。なんだそれ。聞いたこともねえな。
Don't play dumb, Dio. Or should I call you Lift? Brother ordered me to come here, to keep an eye on you. It was quick, but for just a moment I saw his eye twitch. I leapt on that moment of meekness, like a hungry dog on a steak. Fine. Skepticism is understandable, admirable even. But perhaps this will convince you. I pressed forward, pulling out every fact I could remember. I told Dio about brother's background and how his younger brother, Left, had been murdered. I mentioned casually that the Myrmidons were all clones of a single person. So, still not convinced? How about this? Do a little prime factor decomposition of that and you'll get to the third power. So if I'm not who I say I am, how on earth could I possibly know that?
そんなバカな。
Finally. So let's start over, shall we? I was sent here to watch your every move. It seems our wise and noble brother doesn't trust you. He suspects betrayal. I assure you I'm not. But if you don't believe me, why don't you go outside and call him yourself with your transmitter?
違う。違う。そんなことはありえない。ブラザーは俺のことを信頼してくださっている。
Caught you.
だからこそ俺はこの任務の遂行役として抜擢されたんだ。そもそも俺がクレイドールズのリーダーに選ばれたのだって。
Sorry, what was that?
だから俺がクレイドールズのリーダーに選ばれたのも。
I grinned.
まさか騙したのか。
Sorry, Dio. I've never even seen
だ
brother.
ったら今の話は何だったんだ。どうしてお前がそんなことを知ってる。
Don't know. Maybe I was divinely inspired? Divinely inspired.
ふざけるな。
なあ、一体どういうことなんだ。
クレイドールズというのはな。
Dio and I stared at one another while Clover and Tenmyuji quickly explained to Fi and Kei about the memory card and the number 2 bomb. And about the code we'd found that was from a terrorist organization called Myrmidons.
つまり爆弾を仕掛けたのはクレイドールズという組織のメンバーということですね。
Yes.
で、今まさにそのことをディオが認めたと。
Uh-huh. Yeah.
許せない。許せないわ。
I heard a low, furious muttering behind me and turned to Alice, her lips pulled back into a snarl.
殺してやる。殺してやる。
Kill him!
殺してやる
Let's go! This is the kind of chaos I wanted. Her voice rose to a scream as she started toward Dio. She charged toward Dio. I can't read. He ducked out of the way smoothly and pulled something from his pocket.
おっとっと。
We all gonna die? Hell yeah!
威勢のいい女は嫌いじゃねえが、そのぐらいにしておいた方が身のためだぜ。
なんですって？
俺が今持ってる装置、なんだかわからねえのか。
Bomb trigger.
まさか起爆装置。
Oh, right, detonator. That's the better term.
ご名答。じゃあこのスイッチを押したらどうなるかも。
この施設には少なくとも2つの半物質爆弾が仕掛けられている。それらが爆発するのね。
まあ2つじゃないけどな。
01の爆弾もどこかに設置されているのですね。
Where'd you put it, man?
そうだ。それに加えてもう一つ。
There's 4 bombs.
4つもあるっていうの？
その通り。仕掛けた爆弾は全部で4つだ。
But I only have 2 passwords.
03、02、01の他にももう一つあるんだよ。ナンバー00の爆弾がな。合計すると TNT 換算で4トン分の爆弾ってことになる。
Alright.
それが炸裂すりゃ お前らは一巻の終わりだ。この建物もろとも吹っ飛ばされて跡形もなく消え失せることになるだろう。
それはお前とて同じじゃろうが。
ディオ、お前も死ぬことになるぞ。
But it's gonna be worth it for you.
元より覚悟の上だ。俺にはスペアもいるから問題はない。
スペアというのは先ほどシグマさんが言っていた。
そう、クローンのことだ。
I heard Alice whisper something to Clover.
四つ葉、行くわよ。訓練の成果を見せてやりなさい。
分かった。
Before I had a chance to ask them what was going on, they moved.
ふざけんじゃないわよ。
どりゃShe roared and leapt toward Dio, Clover following just behind. Alice threw a punch at Dio's face, and as he dodged, Clover spun out from behind her. Wahoo! Dio grunted and turned to focus on Alice, but Clover darted in and snatched the detonator from his hand. We win! But do we really?
了解。シグマ、持ってて。
Oh no, I might press it. Don't trust me with catching stuff. Before I could respond, Clover had thrown the detonator at me. I scrambled to grab it out of the air and held it to my chest.
くそ、やめろ、離せ、離せって言ってんだろうが、このクソ甘。
Yelling didn't do him any good, and Dio found himself subdued by the skillful teamwork of Alice and Clover. Strangely, though, once they had a hold of him, he stopped struggling. Oh, he stopped struggling. That's sad. That's so sad. I was reminded of a gazelle with its neck in the mouth of a lion. Gazelle with its neck in the mouth of a lion. Okay. Had he surrendered? Or did he have some trick up his sleeve? It didn't feel right. I didn't have to wait long for my misgivings to prove true. Oof. The detonator in my hand suddenly began to flash. What the?
何がおかしいのよ。
いやー、お前らの間抜けっぷりがあまりにも滑稽でな。
どういうこと？
今シグマが持ってる起爆装置、そいつはな、俺の体から1メートル以上離れると爆弾に向かってタイマーを作動させるよう命令を発信する仕組みになってるんだよ。誰かに奪われた場合のことを想定してそういう仕掛けが施されてるんだ。要するにアリスと四つ葉が余計なことをしてくれたおかげで爆弾は遠隔操作式から次元式へと変わったってことだ。
ああ、やばい。
したがってもはや起爆装置を破壊しても無駄ってことになる。爆弾に内蔵されたタイマーはすでに作動しちまってるからな。
What do we do? We only have 2 passwords. Huh. How long do we have?
30分後だよ。
Okay.
30分。
たったの30分しかないというのか。
ご愁傷様。
どうすれば止められるんですか？
それは話したでしょ。まずはパスワードの入力装置が必要。次にその装置を爆弾に接続して緊急解除用のパスワードを入力すれば。
Codes, there's more than one.
なあアリス、お前一体何者なんだよ。どうしてそんなことを知ってる？
答える義理はないわ。それよりも入力装置がどこにあるのか教えなさい。
それこそ答える義理はない。
Just say it, man!
やめろ！
そりゃそうよ。おろうとしてるんだもの。
頼む、やめてくれ！
入力装置のありかを教えたらね。
Oh, honey. This is getting so intense.
わかった、わかった、言うよ。コードの右のポケットの中だ。
How is it in your coat? It is so big.
四つ葉、調べて。
How is it in your coat? She nodded and started digging through his pockets. After a few minutes...
ダメ！何も入ってないよ！
もしかして嘘を教えたの？
嘘じゃねえって！もう一度ちゃんとよく調べてくれ！
何かあるみたい。
Clover pulled her hand from his pocket and held it out. What the fuck? Is that a pill? Like for medicine?
ねえ、 何なのよ。
は？よく見えねえな。もっと顔の前に近づけてくれよ。
Oh, he's tricking you. Clover frowned and moved closer to Dio, holding the pill out toward him. Suddenly he moved, his right hand snaking out to grab the pill from Clover's hand. Before anyone could react, he shoved it into his mouth. I heard a tiny crack as he bit down on it. Almost immediately, he grimaced in pain. He's gonna die. That's how spies work. They kill themselves before even giving the fucking shit to the enemies.
なんじゃ？何を飲んだんじゃ？
おそらく毒薬だ。
Yeah, I figured as well.
そんな。
私としたことが迂闊だったわ。
His eyes rolled up into his head and flecks of spittle began to trickle out from the corners of his mouth. I grabbed him by the hair and shook. What the hell are you doing, man? Where's the input device?
うちの玄関に忘れてきた。
Don't screw with me.
わかった。それじゃあ会場用のパスワードだけでもいい。教えてくれ。
会場用の分かったよ。どっちにしろ教えてやろう。ただし03のパスワードだけを教えてやる。
We need another one. I don't... hold up. We knew another password, but I'm not sure what it was. I mean, for what it was. Hold up. Hold on. Number 0 bomb. It's not it. Maybe it's somewhere here. Number 0. Number 0. I don't know which one it is. Fuck. Okay. For bomb 3. Alright, that's at least something. Bomb 3. Okay. Go ahead.
B K Z.
Hold up. Hold.
K K R.
Wait. I forgot the other ones. Hold on. Okay. I'll write it down. LXQ LHC NMR. This is for 3. Okay. What about the other 3? Tell us the other 3. You didn't even seem to hear me. His voice was weak, and more foam was dribbling out of his mouth. I don't know what's happening. Those are the last words Theo spoke. I think we're gonna die. We only have 3 passwords. And he mentioned there was 4. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, but I know 2 passwords. I don't know.
爆発まで
25分です。
それは確かな数字か。
ええ、実はディオさんからタイムリミットを聞いた時に、その時の表示はちょうど30分でした。
つまり次の第一扉が開くまでの残り時間と爆弾が爆発するまでの残り時間は
Pretty sure.
そうです。ところで現在の残り時間はというと
25 minutes.
まずい
Still
わ
have
ね
time, to be honest.
最悪の場合は白の扉の先へと逃げ込めばもしかしたらなんとかなるかもしれないって思ってた。
第一扉が開放されてから兵だから。
そう爆発の前に先に
とにかくじっとしていても仕方がない。捜索を開始しよう。探さなければならないものはパスワードの入力装置と、そうだ、
あとは03以外のパスワードも見つけ出さないと。
確かに。
Maybe Dio has a note or something?
待って、調べてみるわ。
She knelt down and quickly checked his pockets and sleeves, then sat back on her heels, frustrated.
ダメ、何も持ってないみたい。
She looked pale.
ならばどこかに隠されていることを祈って探索するしかあるまい。天明寺、このことをルナに伝えておいてくれないか。
分かった、了解じゃ。
よし、それでは行こう。各自健闘を祈る。3回。
We all took off at a run, heading to different parts of the building. Also, I really need water now. Hold up. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm back. Got my water. I've been talking so much, so I really needed to be quenched. Anyway, but all of our searching turned up nothing. And as we searched, the clock kept ticking. And we die in this ending, I feel. Yeah, we're gonna die. Then at last the chromatic doors opened. Kaboom! Our time had run out. We watched the white doors opened. Were the doors to heaven? Or to hell? The thought barely had time to flutter through my mind before everything went white. Boom. We didn't even have time to say goodbye. 1,000 emotions flooded my brain in those last moments. Why? How? How had we ended up this way? Then a blistering wave of heat, like the surface of the sun itself, wiped out any lingering thoughts. Boom. Aw, that's blue! My consciousness slipped away into the bottomless pool of darkness. Neither heaven or hell, only the void. Game over. Or Alice End, probably. Oh yeah, it is Alice's End. Best served cold, okay. Well, at least we finished that. We can probably... We can probably continue the next one? Wait. Let's return. Yeah. We can continue this part. Wait, what would it be? Okay, we're gonna choose Betray this time. And then we're gonna save.
おい、いよいよタイムリミットが迫ってきたぞ、シグマ。
I know. This is 15. Anyway, that should be the end for me for now. Oh, I just realized it's Friday. I won't be streaming tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. So I'll be back after work on Tuesday, 4 a.m. Philippine Standard Time as usual. I hope that everyone who passed by today enjoyed whatever fuck I did. I appreciate the lurks for even just passing by, you know. If you're watching in the future, thanks for watching, I guess. I hope you continue to come back whenever I play this game. We're almost done, I feel like. We're more than 2/3 done, that's for sure. So yeah. Let's just keep going until we actually finish this game. Alright? What else should I say? Reminders. Last Meow Party, or Watch Party if you don't know, is tomorrow, 9 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. It's the last episode of SagaePlays Extended Edition, Season 1. If you aren't part of the Discord yet, this is the Discord. Please join. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. But, yeah, in case you want to hang out with me, you know, and the other members of the community, the other cats, yeah. Just go on over there, and if you want to participate with tomorrow's Meow Party, go ahead. I really appreciate that. What else? I guess that's it. That's it for me today. I'll see everyone on stream next week. That's it for me for now. Thanks for watching. And good night or good day, wherever you are. I'll be going now. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.